like who you?
Hey there YouTube, welcome to JT Picks, and today I picked Reach Records 116 Summer 25 playlist. So here's the thing, Reach Records decided to put their playlist on hold for 1 year. They made a Summer 23 playlist and then they stopped. Honestly, one of the reasons for that I think is the fact that each of their playlists have been received a little less better than the last. Their Summer 21 playlist, in my opinion, was like a 6.
Wrong-o.
Right now I'm leaning on 8.5. That aged poorly. The Summer 25 playlist was like a 5, and then I gave their Summer 23 playlist a 3.5. But now I think I was being a little bit too hard on it. Emphasis on the little bit. I think it's probably like a 4. Not that much better, just a little bit better. I'm a little bit more nostalgic for it, I guess. So I have a feeling that that decline in reception is the reason for why Reach put their summer playlists on hold, which honestly, I don't think they should have, but whatever. So Reach Records announces the Summer 25 playlist, and I'm finally excited for it. Will this be what I wanted in a summer playlist years ago? Well, we're about to see. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of what I normally do on these types of videos. I'm going to literally go track by track, what I liked, what I didn't like. Then I'm gonna give an overall score. And before I go in, we're gonna give a little general kind of look at the whole list. And then I'm going to do another general look at the list at the end. So first of all, I'm not gonna look at everything in order. I'm gonna split the tracks up into 3 categories. Category 1, I skip, which can include songs that I'm probably not gonna listen to again, either because they're bad or I just don't like them. Category number 2, they're good, they're fine, they're alright. And category number 3, these are the best songs of the playlist. While I don't think that this is the worst song of the playlist, I actually think this is a pretty good place to kick off category 1 with, and that is Pop Out. I thought the song was alright. It's not the worst song ever, it's just not a great song either. I wrote these notes, I don't know if I still fully agree with them. I wrote kind of bland, hard drums though, and that was it. Kind of bland. Big Breeze didn't really do anything special for me, and neither did Keejon Boone's verse. And Trendsetter, I think he's literally just a speaker. I could be wrong. I don't even listen to the track enough. It's just when I first heard it, I was like, okay. And then like the next times I heard it, I was like,
yeah, I'm probably not going to revisit this track a lot.
and I haven't. The next track that I think goes into this first category also is Who. It seems like we're going in order, but we're not, I promise you. I'm not even going to read my notes for this one because I still am on the same wavelength that I was on when I wrote the notes, which is that, ladies of CHH, you are capable of so much more. Portia Love and Anike, I know you can do more. These girls have collabed quite a few times. They did Don't Worry About It, they did Imagine That, they've done other collabs too. And they've kind of captured this hard sound, the hard drums, up-tempo, super tough. They've already done that. This is just attempt number 4 at something they've done already. And I don't think they need to do anymore. Girls, I know you can do something else. Give us a different sound, a different angle, a different style. Maybe you can go for the same beat, but switch up the rapping. Maybe try to do some like different type of vocals. Maybe some deep vocals that worked wonders for Playboi Carti. I'm not saying you should do the same exact thing as Playboi Carti, by the way. That was kind of a joke. But I'm trying to give you a crazy example of what I want you to do. Try something different. Now we finally go out of order into the final track that really goes into this category, which is Stepper. Just like Pop Out, it's not the worst song ever. Actually, no song on this playlist is like the worst I've ever heard. It's not even that bad. It's just like Skip. Let me see what I wrote for it. I wrote good pieces of the song overall, but not too appealing. Now we're like up into the next level. And to kick us off, I'm gonna say that we have Glory Fall. Glory Fall with Mizo and 1K Few. I actually like the beat. I think it's like a nice vibe, and Mizo's style and Few, like they bounce off each other really well. It's a good song. Nothing like too crazy, but it's decent. The next song I have is You Say. I really like and can appreciate the R&B sound, and that's why it goes here. It's definitely not a bad song at all. It's just like sometimes it hits for me, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes skip, sometimes not. The next song I got is Before the Dawn. The thing with Before the Dawn is this. It is a regular drill song. That's it. It's a drill song. The past 3 playlists, or 2 playlists, they've had drill songs. And they're alright. Same with this one. It's alright. The only thing that keeps it kind of from like sinking into obscurity is Delmac. That's literally it. And I love Delmac. So that's the only reason why it's not bad. On the flip side, my next song is No Weapon. I know. DC3 murdered it. He did a great job rapping. The beat is good. Lecrae does amazing. I'm sorry to my brother Limo Blaze, but you kind of wrecked the song. Seriously, talk about a bad chorus. I can be feeling the song and then I'll hear the chorus and go, turn this off right now, please. It just feels so flat, so like, please, somebody get this man off the track. I like a good Limo Blaze feature. If you have a good Limo Blaze feature, you have a good Limo Blaze song. This wasn't a good Limo Blaze feature. Hence, this is not a good Limo Blaze song. He kind of wrecks it. By the way, for this and the last song, I would say I listen to You Say way more often than this and the last song. I just think that No Weapon and Before the Dawn have better elements than the entirety of You Say, but You Say is a more listenable song, if that makes sense. I don't know if that would make sense to everybody. Before we get into like the best of the best, I need to address the Lift Me Up remix. For a very long time, Reach Records has had this expectation that they put on themselves of adding a Hispanic remixed song. So like for the Summer 19 playlist, they did Hold Me Down by KB, the Spanish remix where they had like Gabriel AMC and Elude de Voices and like 3 other Hispanic rappers. Later they did La Fiesta, but they had Funky, Alex Zurdo, and Redmi 2 on it, which is like the Uno remix. If you don't know, those 3 rappers, Christian Hispanic rappers, form a group called Uno. Then they did another one, but none of them are like particularly great, which is a shame because the Christian Spanish artists, their game is like up here. So the other day I was talking with my siblings about secular music compared to Christian music. And I was saying secular English music, Christian English music. You have bangers from Lecrae and Capital Kings and Toby Mac, and I guess you could even put Force Frank in there. And other very good, Hunter Plague, Citizens, you could just keep putting them. They make good music, but at the end of the day, a secular song will have a better technical apparatus, if you will. And Christian music will always be just a little bit below that. Christian Spanish music, though, is here. Secular Spanish music is here. Seriously, they're like neck and neck. Put it this way, if you told me to eliminate all Spanish secular music, I'd be sad at first, but I'd do it. Why? Because although there are a handful of Spanish secular songs that I do consume, the number of Christian Spanish songs outnumbers that by a trillion. If you asked me to do that with Christian English music and get rid of all the secular English music and only listen to Christian English music, that would be extremely difficult because you have Justin Bieber, you have Why Don't We, you have Tame Impala, you have Kendrick Lamar, you have this, you have that, you have this, you have that. Like I was saying, Christian English, secular English, Christian Spanish, secular Spanish. All of that to say, though, that the remix for this list had me worried at first. I saw Alexander's name attached to it, and I like Alexander. He has good music, Kamikaze a banger, but I didn't know if him on a Lecrae song remix, because it was a remix for Lift Me Up, would do it. I was pleasantly disappointed. My only critique is this. I felt like they should have committed. They instead decided to let Beam stay in at the end and on the hook, and yet they had Alexander redo the first hook, and then he added his own verse and a bunch of ad-libs in there, but they had Beam in just 2 parts just so they could keep his name slapped on the song, and I felt like, you know, commit. Fully do an Alexander remix. But that's really a small critique and not a bad song whatsoever. Now let's get into the songs of the list I bump a lot. The bottom of the barrel for the best is... Can't turn this off. I enjoy the song. I like RUA's chemistry with Not Clyde. I really love Not Clyde's verse. I love the beat. It's so hard. Yeah, it's a pretty good song. Not the best. Sometimes it might not be like, oh, this is really good. Sometimes it's just good enough though. The next song that I'm about to mention, if it had one element removed from it, it would probably be my favorite song on this list. Like, I'm not even fronting right now. Like, it would be. And that's Work Together by Coca and Jay Brown. I love the choir element. Jay Brown's verse is great. Coca's hooks and even her verse, like, oh, it's all great. The beat is phenomenal. My problem comes in the form of a way too predictable and overly used Jersey Club beat. Why can't we stay away from the Jersey Club? If you got rid of that, it would have been like a it would have shot up to probably 2nd place or 1st place. But you decide to keep Jersey Club, and look what that gets you, Reach. Look what that gets you. Next up, we got Dip. This is where I'm going to talk about Mizo. This is pretty much Mizo's first introduction to the CHH community. I don't mean it's her first like outing in CHH or whatever, but it's like the first time lots of people really hear her voice. I had never heard of Mizo before this point, but I know people who had heard of Mizo before this point. But to say that she's not trying to sound like other secular female rappers would be an understatement. She sounds like Sexy Red, Megan Thee Stallion, and Glorilla all mashed up into one ball. And for some people, that is a complete turnoff, and I completely understand that. But that's not a turnoff for me. I actually admire that and like that. I know there are some people who are annoyed with her verse on Dip, so your enjoyment of that song completely depends on how you feel about Mizo. She was going like, dip me in that water, dip me in that water, like Megan Thee Stallion would do. I loved it. And immediately that song brought comparisons to my mind of Sticky by Tyler the Creator. Is getting sticky, is getting sticky. Even Glorilla and Sexy Red were in that song. It was all over TikTok a while ago. This song is a perfect replacement for it. But not only is it a replacement, it does Sticky, but it does it better, honestly. It adds this whole section of like a classic instrumental, and Big Breeze raps over it and does a much better job on this song than he does on Pop Out. His rapping is more confident. It's just a better song. I'm not even talking about the best part. I like Mizo here, right? I like how she's reminiscent of mainstream rappers, especially Glorilla. I like Big Breeze's part. I love the cadence of his verse. But the king of this song is easily Swayze. Swayze takes this beat outside, executes it, resurrects it, and then he executes it again. First off, his flow is insane. Second off, when he starts rapping in another language, he does it great, okay? So, second best song, but you're wondering, what's the best song on the playlist? I'm so glad you asked. In the past, I have said, guys, I love melodic bangers. Who doesn't love a melodic banger? I am a sucker for melodic songs. So what type of song is my favorite on this playlist? Could it be a melodic song where the singer's name is literally Melodic B? Yeah, he killed it. iProject made the beat and produced it, and Triply had a verse at the end. The beat was the chef's kiss. Melodic B's vocals, the chef's kiss. Triply's verse, the chef's kiss. Great song that I will put on in the car and drive happy to it. It doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter where. I love this song. The vocals are so silky.
Yeah, boy.
So where does that leave this album's score? I'm already going to tell y'all it's a 6 out of 10, which I believe is a step in the right direction for Reach and the summer playlists, because before the quality was going down, now it went up again, and that's what we want. And hopefully next year it'll go up to a 7 or maybe even an 8. Maybe we can get really good, a 9, but that's hard. I feel like the thing with this playlist though is they were playing it too safe. That's the issue. The songs were very dependent on being inoffensive. I'm not talking about inoffensive lyrically, by the way. I'm talking about inoffensive sonically. It tried to be so diverse and not take any steps that were at all experimental. And in that, it was being way too safe and trying to appeal to the broadest audience possible, which, I mean, like, good for them. I want them to appeal to the broadest audience possible. This is a summer playlist. This is not the time to be experimental. So, yeah, I don't want you to be experimental. I hope the score even reflects that. A 6 out of 10 means, like, I'm happy with this. So how do you play it safe without playing it too safe? Which is where this playlist did end up going. It ended up playing it too safe. How? By doing this one thing. It was trying to be so broad that it included everything, and to paraphrase Syndrome, when you include everybody, no one's included. The best example for this is Work Together. The song was perfect, and then they threw in this Jersey Club beat, trying to include it because it's a popular sound. But that sound ended up alienating me, and I'm sure it alienated other listeners who are sick of hearing Jersey Club on every freaking CHH album.
This is not okay. This needs to stop now.
You have a Jersey Club cut on most CHH albums. It's ridiculous. I mean, Tori Deshawn's album even had a Jersey Club cut. We don't need that. Get it off of there. I mean, yeah, can you really go wrong with the Jersey Club cut? Not really. But that's a thing. It's so predictable that you can't mess it up, and that's not what I want. I don't want something that you can't mess up because it's such a predictable thing. That's like Forrest Frank's music, guys. Come on. Other than that, like I said, we have a good playlist here. I think it would have ranked higher if we had less cliche moments. A lot of the songs here weren't bad. They just never broke that thing of being really good either. Think about it. Like, a third of the songs aren't bad. They're just alright. And to me, that's a kind of mediocrity that came from it playing it way too safe, but it also hurts its score in the long run. But overall, once again, this is a step in the right direction for Reach Records and their summer playlists, and I look forward to listening to Summer 26. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment because I love engaging and interacting with you guys. And remember, there's only two things I know. I know that Jesus Christ is King, and JT, moi, knows best. See you guys next time.